pull and hold to go to Sport Plus, and then get into it now. Wide open throttle. You can hear the engine sound. Yes, there's a little bit of active sound control built in, but overall, it's just that V6 growl, that single turbo. It's a twin scroll turbo, so it scrolls up really fast. Welcome to Drive Culture. I'm Jonathan Rivers, and today I have a 2026 Acura MDX Type S Advance. And I'm going to tell you why this might be the best trim in the entire MDX lineup. So we'll go over the exterior, the interior, the powertrain, and of course, take it for a drive. So if this content you're after or you're new to the channel, please be sure to click that bell to subscribe, to come back for more. And with that, let's get after it. Now, guys, here we are with the latest Acura MDX, and fully loaded at that. That's because this is the Type S Advance trim for the MDX. Now, let's just quickly talk about the MDX in general. It's now in its 4th generation, right? It actually debuted back in 2001. It was a big deal back then. It kind of essentially created the 3-row premium SUV segment, one car of the year. Again, it kind of changed the overall segment and maybe even the industry. Since then, there's been lots of generation changes. The car's gotten bigger, it's gotten faster. They introduced the A-Spec, and then obviously the Type S is the kind of halo trim in the MDX lineup. And it's actually currently the most expensive vehicle that Acura makes today. So let's go ahead and talk about pricing real quick. So really, like I said, now it's called the Type S Advance. There used to be a technology Type S trim, but that dropped off a couple model years ago. So for 2026, if you want Type S, it pretty much comes in one trim, which makes it easy. Now, the MSRP pricing for that is $75,850. So that doesn't include D&H and paint and things like that. In fact, if you want extra, premium paint, of course, that's going to cost you some more money. It's $600 for those premium paint colors. And we have one of them here today. And not only that, it's an all new color for the MDX, and it's called Double Apex Blue Pearl. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. It's an all new color for MDX. It's made its way on other Acura models. In fact, it debuted on a concept which was basically the TLX Type S concept several years ago. It then debuted on the EV Performance concept, and then even came out on ZDX, and now it's on pretty much most of the Acura lineup. But it looks really good here on the MDX. So before they had this Double Apex Blue Pearl, they had a regular Apex Blue Pearl, which was much more of a royal blue. This one is definitely more of that electric blue color. So let me know which one you guys like best. But next, let's go ahead and do a full exterior walk around of this 2026 Acura MDX Type S Advance. All right, guys, here we are with the exterior of this 2026 Acura MDX Type S Advance. And like I said, this is the 4th generation of the MDX. To me, the best looking generation of the MDX. And obviously, when you ramp it up to something like Type S, you not only have the performance to back it up, but all the styling elements that come with the Type S that really make this look like one of the best MDXs you can buy. Now, obviously, it's not cheap, basically almost $76,000 is configured here, but you get a lot for that price point, I'll tell you. And some of that is, like I said, included in the design as well. So let's go ahead and jump right into the exterior. Awesome character lines, sharp surfacing here on the hood, lots of creases there in the fender. And again, like I said, let me know what you guys think of this Double Apex Blue paint. It's electric blue, and it looks really good, shining bright here in the sun. Of course, MDX has full LED headlights, chicane daytime running lights. You can see each of the jewel eye LED elements. You can even see it says Acura there in the headlight. Nice detail. As you come up to the grille, this is exclusive to MDX Type S because all of it is opened up. But Acura calls this the Diamond Pentagon grille. You can see it's open for extra cooling. See the huge Acura caliper. Sneaking up above that is a 360 camera system, the Type S badge, 4 parking sensors in the front fascia. If you come down and take a look at these huge black air intakes, there is opening, so it is functional. You get LED fog lights down below, and a nice opening down below for the intercooler of that turbocharged engine, which we'll get into more details during the powertrain section. So front end really aggressive on the MDX, but let's go ahead and take in the entire side profile of the MDX. So for me, this looks really good because it's, a combination of sport and luxury. And I think it's probably leaning more towards sport, right? With all the black accents that you get as part of the A-Spec and Type S packages. So here we can come up to the front. You can see the, black treatment that goes over the fenders there. That carries along the entire length of the vehicle, which is nice. You get that black element there on the side of the vehicle as well. As you come down, you got some massive wheels and tires here, guys. So these are 21-inch wheels, and they look great. Nice big 5-spoke design, black lug nuts, machine finish, and you got some high performance tires on here as well. They're also self-healing tires, which is pretty cool. Even if you get a puncture, you're pretty much good to go. Let's talk about the tires itself though, guys. These are some pretty wide tires too. So you got 275 40R21s, so big wheel and tire package. Even behind that though, you can see huge 4-piston Brembo brakes up front. Says Acura Brembo, looks really nice. High performance braking system. This does have air suspension. We'll talk about how that works during the drive review, but you can see that the vehicle can raise and lower itself. We got the Type S badging here in chrome, black side mirrors, LED turn signals. Of course, these are power folding mirrors as well. Got black window treatment along the windows, as I mentioned. Of course, at all 4 doors, you get the smart entry to lock and unlock the vehicle. So yeah, again, rear, got the fuel door. It is a capless filler. In the rear, square setup for the wheels and tires. So they still look really good and beefy in the back. Even the brake system is still high performance, and you got red painted calipers in the rear as well. But next, let's go ahead and take a full rear view of the MDX Type S. And for me, this is the best view of the car. It looks really aggressive and sporty. It's got a nice roof spoiler up there, body color on top, black on the bottom. Looks really premium with the Chimzo brake light there, rear wiper, and then as you come down, you got the Acura caliper there, Type S badging off to the left, MDX and SH all-wheel drive badging off to the right, premium LED tail lights. They follow that LED headlight design with that kind of chicane daytime running light, kind of check mark design that Acura uses. You have some reflectors that carry that black bar across the back, and then 4 parking sensors there as well. Down below that, you got an even more aggressive rear diffuser and quad exhaust finishers with chrome tips that look really nice. And the car definitely sounds pretty good. So we'll cover that in the drive. But I think we've covered everything now on the exterior. So next, let's go ahead and hop inside to talk about the interior. All right, guys, next, let's go ahead and cover the interior of this MDX Type S Advance. And first thing I'll say is, again, the price point at, just over $76,000 may seem like a lot of money, but once you get inside this thing, you see that it's very well spent. Lots of premium materials, all kinds of various materials, contrast stitching throughout. It really looks and feels like an expensive vehicle. So let's talk about it. Across the dash, leather across the dash, contrast stitching across the dash. Even before we get into some more of the details, let's talk about the interior color. As you can see, it is red, and I mean red everywhere. Now, the nice thing is that there's a red interior, there's an orchid, kind of an off-white interior, there's a black interior, and there's even a dark blue interior on the MDX Type S Advance. And it obviously is going to depend on which exterior color you go with. Not every combination is possible, but this is a pretty bold combination. The fact that you got that electric blue double apex blue pearl exterior and this red interior, it shouts that you want attention. But hey, I mean, I think it looks really good. And the red, although it's everywhere, it's a very nice shade of red with contrast stitching throughout. So next, as you come down the dash, you got a lot of piano black that covers the center part of the dash. But above that, you got a premium black wood treatment, and it's real wood. You can see the etch marks and everything. It looks very, very premium. Easy to use vent controls. Everything feels very premium in touch. As you come a little bit further down, you've got that kind of red color even on the bottom of the dash, the glove box over here on the driver's side as well. Like every piece of the car is covered in this kind of like leather material. It's very high quality, soft to the touch, chrome handle for the glove box too. So like I said, lots of premium detailing. Um, let's next go and talk about the steering wheel, because the premium materials carry over here as well. It's a great size steering wheel, diameter size. It's a nice thickness to it, not too chunky, not too thin. It is flat bottom. It has perforations off on the side, red contrast stitching. Of course, the Acura caliper here on the airbag cover, Type S branding down below. And then off to the left, you got all your volume controls, as well as heated steering wheel, which is really nice. And then off to the right, you have all of your cruise control and ADAS premium features that you can easily control here. You do have two paddle shifters, minus on the left, plus on the right. Of course, we'll talk about how those work during the drive. But next, let's also talk about the doors, right? So all those premium touch points carry over to the doors as well, which a lot of times that can kind of cheapen out, or you lose some of the premium touch points, but not here. You got chrome accents on the top, that black wood material, piano black, all the red leather, contrast stitching. Of course, the premium speaker grills. We'll talk about the audio in a second. Nice window controls, premium speaker grills down below as well. So very nice door linings there. Then let's talk about the seats. So these are some of the best seats in the business, guys. These are really premium seats, very nicely detailed. Up on the headrest here, it is debossed with Type S in both the driver and passenger headrest, black piping and contrast stitching. As you come down to the main surface of the seat, it is perforated pretty much the entire way down. There's black suede, kind of Alcantara accents here on the bolsters, the shoulder, down here by your hips. And again, these are highly adjustable, 16-way adjustable seats. But beyond the adjustability, they're three-stage heated, ventilated, and yes, they are massage seats as well. They have a 9-way massage seat function. You can do everything from your lower back to your upper back to shiatsu, you name it, it has it. Next, let's go ahead and talk about the center console area. Climate control is great because everything is very nice, premium controls, tactile feel. Lots of buttons here, but that's nice because it's very easy to change all your climate settings. You have a huge dynamic mode dial here with a button in the middle. We'll talk about what that does and what it changes. Your gear selector here. You also have a little pop-out charge port area. You got a USB-C and a USB-A. So you get both in that little pop-up charger section. Idle stop off, brake hold button here. Coming down to the main center console area, you do have a volume knob and power button right here, your track functions right here, and then a nice little cubby area where you can store your keys or coins. Two big cup holders here with some nice chrome detailing, and a open exposed wireless charging pad. Also inside, you can lift up, you got lots of space in here. And guess what? You got two more USB-C, one for data, one for charging, for charge ports. And then you also have a secondary kind of storage area where you can keep things out of sight. So lots of functionality there. Next, let's get into the infotainment system. So you've got two 12.3-inch screens here. You got one in the center. This one is a touch screen as well. A few years ago, it wasn't touchscreen and you had Acura's true touchpad interface, but when they made a big redesign on MDX, they actually brought the screen forward, removed that touchpad, and made everything touch control. It gives you Google built in, it gives you wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility, super high res. It's an awesome system. In front of you, you got a second 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster that's customizable. It shows your MDX, other vehicles around you. It's really configurable as well, and it can actually change the shape and size of the gauges depending even on what drive mode, or if you want to set that individually. So that's very nice. All your controls over here on the left for like your head-up display. Yes, you have a full large color head-up display in front of you. Parking sensor, safety controls, and your electronic parking brake are off to the left here. Now, next, let's talk about that you have an opening panoramic moonroof on this car as well. The headliner is in black. It looks really premium. And yes, you have a power shade that can open and close. And yes, the glass can not only tilt, but open in multi-stages. And when it goes all the way back, it feels like you're basically driving a convertible. It's a huge opening panoramic moonroof. Now, lastly, guys, you know me and you know how much I love audio. Let's talk about this audio system here. This is a Bang & Olufsen premium 3D sound system, but in the MDX Type S, it's like turned up to 11. pun intended. It's actually a 31 speaker audio system, but don't get lost in the speaker count because they're everywhere. But look at the detailing of the speakers in the A pillar, the premium metal grills here on the door. They're black. They look really nice. The Bang& Olufsen is etched in there. And this system sounds absolutely mind-blowing. It is crazy how good this audio system's really, when you turn it up, you almost can't get past the halfway point because it's so powerful. But I think we covered everything up here in front. So next, let's go ahead and hop in the second row. All right, next, let's go ahead and talk about the second row of this MDX Type S Advance. So plenty of space back here. This is actually my driver position slightly slid back because there's a function where both the steering wheel and the seat kind of move once you turn off the vehicle. You can, of course, turn that off if you don't like it, but I still have plenty of room back here. As always, I say I'm 5'10", can easily fit my big feet up under the front seat, plenty of knee room, tons of headroom, lots of space going this way. The materials back here are just as good as they are in the front row, guys. So soft touch materials, black wood, chrome accents, these black metal Bang & Olufsen speakers in the door above your head. Yes, there's actually 6 in the headliner above you. You do get manual sunshades here in the second row, which is nice. That red leather with contrast stitching carries everywhere, even the second row. They're perforated as well. They're 3-stage heated seats on the outside as well, so that's really nice. Here in the center console area, lots of climate control, so it's a tri-zone climate control setup. Down below that, you get 2 more USB-C charge ports, both for data. You get a 12-volt outlet back here as well. Nice premium mat pockets back here. And the nice thing is this center seat here, it's actually removable, but here if you just pull this lever, this actually slides down. And once you do that, it exposes 2 cup holders and a big pocket down here as well. So when you do it like that, it almost creates a captain's chair effect in the second row, but you can also just quickly pull it right back up to its main position, lock it in. The headrests are adjustable across the way. But like I said, it's nice because you could actually remove this seat if you really wanted to give you that easy access to the third row. So next, let's go ahead and actually squeeze into the third row so you can see how much space is back there. All right, guys, here we are in the third row of this MDX Type S. And now obviously I got the front seat up here. I'll go ahead and pull this back to give you a true idea of how much like knee room and space I have. The other thing is this seat is actually slidable, right? You can pull the bar. So this is actually all the way back and it is right on my knees. Now the thing is, if I slide that forward, I could give myself easily another 1 to 2 inches of knee room. But even here, you can fit a full adult in the third row, which is impressive because I actually do have headroom back here, easily fit 2 adults back here, especially if you slide these forward. Premium materials actually carry even to the third row. You have the same red leather. It's not perforated on the seats, but they still look really nice with the detailing of the contrast stitching. And yes, you actually get more charge ports back here. They're admittedly USB-A, but there's one on each side. There's speakers back here. There's lights back here. Again, it's a nice place to be for the third row. Again, you may not want to take a super long road trip back here, but it's easy to definitely take 6-7 people inside this MDX. So next, let's go ahead and hop out to check out the cargo area. All right, next, let's go ahead and talk about the cargo space of the Acura MDX Type S Advance. Now, of course, there's lots of ways to open the power tailgate, button inside, button on the key fob, obviously the handle here. Yes, it even has the hands-free access where you kick up under the bumper, it opens it up for you. So lots of ways to get into the power tailgate. And once you open it up, you'll notice it's a pretty premium space back here, guys. There's a really nice carpeted material throughout. There's actually this aluminum finish here, so you don't get like scratches and scuffs on this piece. That's actually really nice. There's even lights in the tailgate to help it, when it's dark out at night. There's a 12-volt socket back here. It also has the walk-away close function, so all you do is you push the button, and it pretty much you walk away from the vehicle. The power tailgate will close, and the vehicle will lock as well. Also, you got lots of space back here, guys. So you have 16.3 cubic feet of space with the third row up. It's pretty easy to fold it down. There's just 2 latches, the headrests fall, and then when you do that, everything folds flat and it jumps pretty big. So now it's at 39.1 cubic feet of space. There's actually even more storage underneath. And what's nice is once you lift it up, there's space underneath. This top piece is removable. It's plastic on one side. It can actually fit in on the bottom. So it gives you kind of more underfloor storage on the MDX Type S. And another point of interest is actually you'll notice the battery for the car. Yes, the battery is actually here in the rear, and they did that also to help with weight distribution. So that's it for the cargo area. So next, let's go ahead and talk about the powertrain. All right, next, let's go ahead and talk about the powertrain of this MDX Type S Advance. Now, it really only comes one way. Like I said, there's only one trim. I mean, you can't even change the drivetrain, as SH all-wheel drive is standard on the MDX Type S. But let's go ahead and talk about this engine, because it's been around for a couple years now. It was in the TLX Type S and this MDX Type S as well. It is Acura's 3-liter single turbo V6 engine. And in this configuration here, it makes 355 horsepower and 354 foot-pounds of torque. It's made exclusively to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and like I mentioned, it comes standard with Acura's super handling all-wheel drive. But there's no better way than to prove it out than to get behind the wheel. So next, let's go ahead and take this thing for a drive.
All right, guys, here we are inside this 2026 Acura MDX Type S Advance. We're gonna go ahead and take this thing for a drive. So go ahead and put my, before I put my seatbelt on, because as I mentioned in the interior, the seat and steering wheel move. I'm gonna put my foot on the brake, hit the engine start stop button. You can see the power steering wheel kind of articulate a bit. You can see the seat slide up. So you can, of course, turn that setting off if you don't like it. I kind of like it. It's easier to get in and out of the vehicle. And in fact, on both the driver and passenger side, there's actually 3-way programmable seats. So you could technically even program the third setting as an easy ingress egress option if you wanted. So go ahead, put my seatbelt on, click it in. Down here on the center, I am going to hit the brake hold function, push button gear selector here. You push D to get into drive, and we're going to go ahead and set off and then talk about the various drive modes. Before we do, let's just cycle through them. So there's actually several different drive modes. One is called lift mode. What that's going to do is actually put the vehicle in its highest air suspension setting. I don't know if you guys can tell, it's actually lifting me up right now. That's just going to help with overall vehicle clearance if you really needed it. In fact, it actually shows you in the digital instrument cluster kind of levels of the vehicle raising up, so you know that it's in the highest setting. So we're actually in that highest setting right now, and it's pretty high up. Like, you can definitely feel the difference in the vehicle height. Now, if you scroll back down one more, you get snow mode. You also see the vehicle bringing itself back down. You get some really cool animations and displays. Snow mode is going to help with the all-wheel drive traction. It's also going to help with overall throttle response to make sure you have maximum grip and traction in inclement weather. If you scroll again, you have a comfort drive mode, a normal drive mode, a sport mode, and the top sport plus mode exclusive to Type S. And it's all controllable by this dynamic knob here in the center. There is a button in the middle with the Acura logo. If you push that, it gives you the individual mode. If you push and hold, it lets you customize your individual settings, everything from engine, steering, suspension, idle stop, gauge, ambient lighting, you name it, it's all right here. So why don't we go ahead, we're going to start off in comfort, and that's going to play a big difference in the suspension, and that's going to be important because we're going to go right over these train tracks and see how the vehicle handles. So going to set off, automatically disengage the electronic parking brake, and we're going to go over this first train track at just over 30 miles an hour. You can see how the vehicle handles it. I mean, it's amazing. There's no interruption to the vehicle, no shaking vibration. The air suspension on this car is so good. It soaks up all the bumps, especially in this comfort setting. So the next train track is up ahead. I'm going to do the same speed, about 35, 36 miles an hour, and see how it handles it. This one's pretty bad. And again, in this car, you'd think that you just went over a normal little bump in the road, not some huge train track. And I've taken that in several vehicles, sports cars, low vehicles, that's bad enough where it'll actually kick you up out of your seat if the suspension is like really firm. You don't get any notification in the car that you went over a big train track, because like I said, the air suspension, the tuning, the setting is basically perfect. It's so good, and it's so noticeable as you cycle through the drive mode. So next I'll go to normal mode, and instantly you can feel a slight firmness to the suspension. Nothing over, nothing over dampened or anything like that, but just a big enough difference from comfort where you can immediately notice that you're in a different drive mode. Now, normal is the default mode too. So this is kind of what you would be driving on a day-to-day basis. Throttle response kicks up, steering gets a little bit heavier, you even get a little bit more engine sound. So if I go one more to sport, all of a sudden, without even getting more into it, the car kind of moves forward because of the additional throttle response. And yes, you can feel the difference in the steering weight and the handling. So I'm going to pull and hold to go to Sport Plus and then get into it. Now, wide open throttle, you can hear the engine sound. Yes, there's a little bit of active sound control built in, but overall it's just that V6 growl, that single turbo. It's a twin scroll turbo, so it scrolls up really fast, but it's got good pickup, really good sound. Of course, you can control it with the paddle shifters. If you push the D to S to go to sport transmission setting, in most cases it'll actually even hold the gear for you. Now, it will automatically upshift in a lot of situations, especially if you're wide open throttle. That's to protect the transmission, but for the most part it'll hold the gears for you. So I'm actually going to go into first gear. I'm in the Sport Plus setting, which brings you to the lowest, most harshest suspension setting. I have the S in transmission. I pulled the left paddle shifter, which now says SM for manual, and then 1 to indicate that I'm in first gear. I'm gonna go ahead and take off, wide open throttle. Automatically it's upshifting for me, but man, this thing rips. There's 60. MDX Type S is genuinely quick, guys, and not only is it quick, but it stops really good too. The brakes on this car are amazing. They're almost surprising, right? Because you wouldn't expect a big 3-row SUV to be able to stop on a dime like this one does, but it really does have that ability to just stop, and it's great because it gives you that confidence while you're driving. You don't have to, be like early into the brakes. You can hold pretty late and wait to brake in this car, which is again how you typically drive and behave in a sports car. So it's great that it has that dynamic performance. The SH all-wheel drive system, of course, is fantastic. It's torque vectoring. It can send basically up to 70% of the power to the rear, and then 100% to either left or right outboard wheel to give you maximum traction as you're turning in. So we're gonna just test this out here, going at a pretty good speed, get into the brakes, which are fantastic, and then as I go around the turn, I literally get into the gas as I'm turning, and it rotated the vehicle around the turn. Literally, it creates this oversteer effect. It's not scary, it just creates an excitement and gives you the confidence that you're powering through these turns in this MDX Type S. So that's it, guys. This thing drives awesome. Let me know your guys' thoughts and comments down below. Let me know if you want to see other competitors to the MDX Type S here on the channel. I already have a few on the channel if you actually scroll down and check them out, but let me know if you want to see more, because of course I'd be happy to bring you that content as well. So with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this drive review.
All right, guys, that's a wrap. What did you think of the 2026 Acura MDX Type S Advance? Is this one of the best 3-row premium SUVs on the market today? Let me know your guys' thoughts and comments down below. Let me know if you want to see other trims of the MDX here on the channel, or if you want to see other competitors, even from other brands, here on Drive Culture, because of course, I'd be happy to bring you that content as well. So if you joined me before, thank you so much. But if you're new to the channel, please be sure to click that bell to subscribe, to come back for more. Thanks, and we'll see you at the next episode.